Good morning. Looks like I've just got you, Tran. Maybe one more. Got a little burrito in me. Not burrito. I've got a. What did I have? I had a croissant, Jimmy Dean breakfast sandwich this morning. A little bit of chocolate milk. And it got me a chocolate chip cookie for a little bit later, for after the stream, as a reward for doing my job. So, welcome to the show. My name's Shane. You're watching The Lever Monkey Live. And we've got a few photographs to show you from one of the guys. I've got some photos. Trying to figure out. We're shooting from the hip again today. Hoping things go the way we want them to go. I got a new sign. It's right here. Remember, if we get caught, you're deaf and I don't speak English. Either that or I'm deaf and you don't speak English. That might work a little better. So, let's get into saying good morning. I've got a little video I'm going to make a short out of, a little time lapse. Let me get it set up for you guys. I'll kind of show you what it's going to look like. Why? Nope, there. Okay. Alright, yep. I'm totally prepared for the day. So we'll rewind that. Transition. There we are. Now we can see it. So I got up. I'm in the rig. We're just getting ready to go. Hey, Windsor. Welcome. So this is the awesome thing that we see in the morning when we are working and whatnot, is we get to see the sunrise a lot. And it's one of my favorite parts of the day. So I'm going to make this into like a little short, and I'll put it on the other channel, just as a little thing. And it's basically going to be a time. I'm going to speed it up so you actually get to see the sunrise through the dirty window of my machine. I didn't have time to clean it once I realized the sun was just starting to peek up. I wanted to get a shot of it right when it cracked over the top, but I was a little late. So I thought that was like a little cool little thing. So other than that, let me see what else we can do. So I got a bunch of pictures Tran actually shared with us. He made a trip to what was it? It was the Caterpillar. It was a Caterpillar place. What was it, Tran? What was the location? What'd they call it? He'll get to me in just a second. So it was the Caterpillar Visitor Center. So 100 years they've got on their building. This is again a visitor I cannot speak this morning. There you go. Whoops. Entrance room. Got a bunch of equipment, all the cat equipment laid out, pictures on the walls, just like you would expect. So we've got a dozer, probably a D6 to D8, probably a D6. Got ourselves a 140 blade with a Scarfire on the front of it, which typically no one really puts on them. So it's a 14-foot wide moldboard on that. They actually put stairs going up to I don't know, is that a backhoe? Or is there a box scraper on the back of that one? Because I'm missing the back end of that machine. And we've got a loader in the back, a Cat 950, which is your standard medium-sized, small to medium-sized machine. And it looks like an old Caterpillar tractor in the back for farm equipment. And then over in the far corner, this looks like a control setup to actually play around on the machines in a virtual world, which looks really cool. That'd be fun to try out. Just see how that's going. Now let's go down. He's got more pictures, better pictures of it. So one thing, Tran, if you're ever doing something like this again, get a photo of the information. That way you have a picture of it, and there's a picture of it that you can share. But these are fun machines. The old machines used to have a flat cockpit on them. The front glass was flat, and all the new machines they have them at an angle to give you a better view of the moldboard. So there's not a pillar like a pillar in a car. You have that on your windshield in the way. Had a train up there. Huh. Oh, they must have cat engines in them. Oh yeah, there's the old one. There you go. You want to scan it? You scan it. But that's some old machines there. And that's a floating front sprocket. So this bar here is actually holding the front idler in place. So as this thing tracks around, this will move up and down like suspension. But the rest of it is pretty much solid. So this is more of a tow rig. This is actually not a dozer. Oh, and there's a small loader. Okay. That's probably like an IT-28 or something like that. Well, that's cool. They got a picture of an excavator in a mine. Wow. It's narrow tracks. So those narrow tracks they've got there are designed for working in rock, so they're not bending the tracks around. A big boy mining machine. I'd love to run one of those. That'd be awesome to do that. Oops. And, oh, it's a D8. Okay, I was close. D6, D8. Those were my choices. But I like the color scheme outside of the typical yellow. But I know why they do the yellow because, I mean, that's their color. Now, this will be the engines that they have in some of the machines. So it's an inline 6. You'll have either some kind of either a hydraulic pump most of the time connected to the rear of this, which will drive all the hydraulics on the machine. There's an old one. 10. Nice seat on it. I've actually run one of these little tiny ones. It just driving around out on the old farm, it did not look anywhere near this nice. But I had a buddy, his dad had a ton of old equipment. Scale is a wonderful thing. Got a little 1.8 101.8 excavator. This is like a garden tractor. It's got a little lifter on there. They probably use this for a skill test, just for people to play around on. That's why it's got that little weird arm on it. But yeah, those big tires. They put up a big piece of wood that matched the machine so nobody could walk under the machine. But big old dump truck there. There it is. Those things are huge. Hold like 60 tons of material, I believe. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I've been into a couple of times. It's a backhoe. Okay, cool. It's painted gray as their Centennial unit, which is the original color that they used back then. Okay. And that I did not know. Did not know that they used that color at all. And then here's the big. That's a Komatsu. That's not a cat. Does it have a cat? Must have a cat engine in it. It's the only thing I could think of. 980E. So, fun fact, Komatsu makes the world's biggest dozer with a blade on it that is 22 feet wide. That's huge. Just the blade on the dozer is enormous. Oh, Tran threw a couple of extras in here at the bottom. All right. Who can identify this? Windsor, not you. Because I know you know what this is. Tran, can you tell me what kind of pipe this is? Give him a second to type it in. But we got ourselves a John Deere. Looks like a 210 or 200 size. This is going to be, it's got a thumb on it. Why, I don't know. But it's probably a smaller company that does a lot of different construction and deconstruction, demolition style stuff. Really? That's interesting. Oh, you hated the job, of course. Um, all right, Tran, I'll talk to you in a second. But you used to make the pipe. That is very interesting that someone would go from making pipe to getting into the construction industry and actually putting the pipe you made into the ground. That's actually a kind of an interesting story that I'd actually like to hear. But so Tran, we have tons of different pipes that all carry water. So for this is what would be typically used as a non-pressurized pipe. It is HDPE plastic, corrugated for compression strength. Doesn't work very well. You can smash this stuff real easy, but it's designed for storm water, gravity feed to get for dewatering or whatever. That's pretty much what's used. You never use it for any kind of pressurization. It just won't hold pressure. They just slide together with a little gasket O-ring. So down at the end, the gasket is wrapped in this green plastic, and it just slips into this little bell here, and that's it. It just seals enough to keep the gravity-fed water out. It can only probably handle maybe a couple pounds of air pressure, and then it would actually pull itself apart. It's not like some of the other pipes that we use, but the corrugation in it, once you bury it, that locks it into place, and it won't move like this. It won't come apart in the ground. There's a construction yard going on at a gas station. We have a ton of mailboxes. Holy crap. Is that how you guys do your mailboxes? Because what we get is we don't have mailboxes here. We have a centralized mailbox. It's a big steel thing with a bunch of little locker doors on them that you open and close that don't hold half as much mail as one of those boxes do. But that's how we do ours. Then everybody has to walk down the street, like the same kind of thing, to go get their mail. And it's definitely not curbside to where you can pull up to it. Oh, trash bin in the back. Looks like a bunch of pipe, irrigation pipe maybe. Or those are steel bollards. I don't know what those are, but that's a garbage bin. They're deconstructing something. Unless there was a playground or something like that was there. But that's a bunch of plastic stuff they've ripped up. Okay. It's a 3-inch corrugated single wall all the way up to 36-inch, and then they go to a dual wall. Okay. And actually, you can get the dual wall stuff down to 12-inch, I believe, because we just did 12 or 15-inch. When we were doing the vacuing, the stuff that I showed you guys last week, when we were doing the vacuing and trying to get down to 42 feet, the single walled stuff we had put in there, and the pressure of the ground was moving the pipe around and bending it, and they couldn't get the vac all the way down to the bottom. So we brought in some 15-inch dual walled stuff, and it's kind of a grayish color instead of black. I guess that signals that it's a dual wall. And that was cool because when we got it in there, it didn't move around as much, but we wound up just abandoning trying to get down to the elevation that we were going for. And again, I'm not supposed to talk about that. But yeah, it's a cool project. Oh, so there's a little flag here indicating a water line is in the area. Don't know which direction it's moving because there's only one mark. There's no mark on the road. I don't see any marks inside. You got a little purple flag over in the corner here that signifies some type of that's probably going to be your non-potable water, which is used for irrigation, watering your grass, and just it's stuff you don't want to spray on a car. Let's just say that. Nope. And I'm guessing this is from the same site. Okay, so they're digging up the tanks, and or they're putting in new lines and stuff. So they dug up all the asphalt, broke it up, so you can see these straight lines. That's from a machine that they come out and they saw cut the asphalt to get nice straight lines, and then you rip it up. And from what I'm seeing here, there was a concrete base, or this is treated ground, so like a lime treated ground, and you wind up with the stuff. So when you get into that lime treat and lift, it breaks the asphalt and completely destroys the asphalt. If the asphalt isn't alligatored up like this right here, doesn't matter if you saw cut it, it's all gonna come up. What is that? That's probably a 326 or something. 328. No, 328 is a zero swing. It's a 300 of some size. Oh, back here, the Adler tanks. So these are for dewatering. What you do is you run, so if you're pumping groundwater like we did, you pump the water into the tank. The tank has separators inside, some of them do, and it allows the settlement to fall to the bottom, and then the water that is clean can spill out the top or be pumped out of the top layer, and you'll have clean water coming out of those tanks. It helps keep all the sediment and stuff out of the storm drains. And that's those. All right, so those are those. And I'll come back up to my photos here. I shared these on my channel or before. So across the street was another construction site going on. I'm not going to say the company, but they got some giant freaking scrapers. These are 857s, so they have an engine in the back and an engine in the front, and they're off hauling. They finished all their dirt work and they're off hauling all the machines. So they've got a 9-axle trailer. Now, funny enough, this machine they got out that morning, they came back and grabbed another machine, and the problem they ran into is this trailer was so low it caught either the lip of the asphalt or it caught something else, and it broke something on the truck. They had to come back later with another truck, hook up to it, and then haul the machine off. Oops. So here's a good image of the 9-axle. So we get 9 axles from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So that's including the tractor, is how you count up your axles. And back here, I mean, they just have a ton of wheels in here, all designed to distribute weight. You can see how low this thing is. And that thing was scraping. Now they do, in the back here, there's a little small, like 8 horsepower, 11 horsepower engine that runs hydraulics. And this little block back here can raise and lower this section of the trailer, the flatbed section. Also, there's one up here to raise and lower, and apparently they didn't raise it high enough to get off the job site. They should have raised it up, got off the job site, and then lowered it back down to their traveling height. But that's a big load. It's a 637, not 6. Yeah, okay. So this is the smaller one. These carry. How much do they carry? I'm gonna look that up real quick. Grab my trusty keyboard. Oh. See who can get the information first. Oh, let me see. 637, 37, 6 years. Come on. I don't want another YouTube channel. Oh. Anybody got the information yet? 30 yards? You're thinking the 30-yard bowl? Wheelbase. So overall length is 48 feet. Can't change your answer, Windsor. Overall length 48.56 feet. Overall width 13 feet. Overall height 13.69 feet. And now, because they're 13.69 feet tall, they have to know the height from the ground to the to the highest point on the machine, which is probably the gooseneck right here. And they have to be able to know their route, so that way they're not, oh, gooseneck, I'm looking at the wrong image. But the gooseneck up here, they have to know the height from here to here, so from the ground to the top, so they can go under bridges, or if they have to go around bridges. Make model for 450 horsepower, net horsepower. Displacement 1098.5 cubic inches each. So each engine is 255 horsepower, which you think wouldn't be enough to move it, but it's not about horsepower with these machines. It's about the torque that the machine creates. So I don't know why they don't have a torque measurement on here. Fuel capacity is 370 gallons. Number of forward gears, 8. That's standard. Max forward speed is 31 miles an hour. Can you imagine driving that thing down a dirt road with 3-foot deep potholes hitting them at 30 miles an hour? I've done it. It's crazy and it sucks. Okay, total operating load. No. Rated. Okay, heaped rated payload. The amount of weight that the machine can carry is 74,957 pounds. Heaped capacity, 31 yards. You were close on your first guess there. You were really close, Windsor, on your first guess. 31 yards. Struck capacity, basically, if you just fill it just to the boards, it's 21 yards. So it's basically it's a 20 yard capacity. You heap it up, you can get 30 plus yards in it. Max depth of cut is 19 inches. Width of cut is 11.5 feet. There you go. There's your education for the day. You learned a little something. And we off-hauled our Kobelco 500 on a 9-axle as well. So our issue is our gate was right here, and this 9-axle had no way of getting on site, and we went through this problem when we unloaded the machine. So you see we got some plywood and stuff that we put down on the asphalt to make sure we didn't mess up the concrete curb and the asphalt. It was a nice cold day, so asphalt much more durable when it's cold because it's harder. When you get these really super hot days and you truck a machine across the asphalt on a hot day, it leaves gouges and it's really bad. And sometimes they'll actually make you replace that stuff. So here's the machine is loaded on. They've got the boom between the frame rails here, and they actually have a block that's up here. I didn't get that in the photo, but there's a block in there which they actually set the knuckle down onto, and it's designed so the hydraulic ram doesn't hit anything. And it is completely normal that the machine hangs off the edges. That's why it's called a wide load. So here we are without the truck connected to it. So they'll back the trailer up, hook up to it, and that'll actually, they'll drop the gooseneck off, tie that on, and they've got a couple little couplers that couple onto it. Then they back up to it a second time and lock onto it, and that picks the rig up off the trailer and rig up off the ground. But here you can see how many tires on here. You got what, 8 tires across per axle on the trailer. And here's the back shot. No funny jokes. All right, so that's what I've got for that. I'll see what else I can find here. I've got photos that I took from the job site. So if you're interested, I got one photo here that was from basically where we did our, this is where we were doing that vacuuming, where we were doing looking for a gas line. You can see the sign up here. That was the alignment for the gas line, was coming across the levee this direction. And you can see here, I backfilled. I used a 4-foot wide compaction wheel that had a bunch of feet on it and wheeled it in. We were supposed to do it in 4-inch lifts, but as Windsor will know, a compaction wheel doesn't do 4-inch lifts. It does many more. And so I did that, got it all. So when you do a compaction like this, you overbuild it. You add in like an extra foot on top of it and compact it, because the wheel compacts through the material and you never get a full solid compaction across the top. Unless you have a banded wheel, then you can get that solid compaction, but you still want to overbuild. So that way you can come in and do what I did, and you cut off the excess material so it'll blend in. Yes, I've never heard of 4-inch lifts, but that was their in their doctrine for compaction on the levee. But the majority of the hole you saw last week, we just did we put in slurry, a 2-sack sand slurry that had some special stuff in it, or some special mix. But so this was only like a 2-foot fill. It took me about an hour to do this because it was on a slope. All the dirt kept running down the hill. I kept having to push it back up, and you can see it's dark material, so it didn't like getting compacted too much. So I had to really thicken it up to get that nice shiny compacted material. And I was only required to do what, 90% compaction on it. So it wasn't too hard with this black clay to get the 90%. You just had to massage it enough. Okay, so more of the same picture there. So we've got a dump site. So we got the directional bore that's going on site is they're using a system where they pump water into the drill head, and they're doing a 48 or 46-inch hole and pushing a sleeve in and augering out the material. Well, they're injecting water to liquefy the dirt. Then they use a second line to pull that liquefied dirt out of the hole, and goes back to a system that extracts as much water as they can out of the dirt, and then the dirt just dumps into a pit. Then they have an excavator dig that stuff out of a pit, throw it into a dump truck, and bring it out to our dump site. And this is the mess that we're left with. So it's not nice and clean dirt to deal with, and you've got to push it with a loader off the edge, and eventually you get to the point you can't push any further, because now you're just going to sink into the hole. And more of the same. Oh yeah, okay. So this is a pit for those boxes with the valves. These are pressurized pipe here. It's not C900. It's C900, but it's not C900. They have a different name for it. I don't remember what the name of it was, but it's basically a pressurized sewer line, and we're real close to the actual bore pit. And this is groundwater. We found groundwater. We're right at the top of it, right here, and right next to this pit, we're going to be doing a jack and bore for going underneath two 68-inch sewer lines. So just off to the edge is going to be another bore pit that's 20 something feet deep. That'll come later in a couple of weeks, I'm guessing. There's still a lot of negotiation that's going on about how that's going to be done and all that stuff. So outside of that, I think that's all I got for photos. Oh yeah, all the explosion stuff. Bad day. Another bad day, but this is old pipe. I think I've showed you guys these before. Yeah, this guy hit a gas line. You can see the gas escaping right here. Did an immediate shutdown and run. We've got, safety back here, fire department, blocking off the road, waiting for the gas company to show up. Yeah. Here's all your underground stuff. I think, Windsor, you gave Tran some information. I think you sent him some stuff that to explain all the flagging and colors. And then here's another picture of somebody lighting stuff on fire. And basically the fire department's just trying to keep the machine from catching fire, doing the company a favor. Another gas line strike with an alien on the boom. Yeah, another excavator burn down or backhoe. Here's all the flagging that we were just talking about. But this is how we even do our manages. So mark and the damage for the pipe that was hit looks like a gas line. So they mark the gas line here, and you are responsible for anything, I think, within 4 feet. So if you hit something within 4 feet of the mark, then you're liable. You want to talk about today's daylight saving? I don't know, which way did it go today. So we get more light in the morning, or we got more light in the evening? I don't know. To me, I mean, now since the advent of these really nice computerized cell phones that we have that do everything for us, I don't even have to worry about it because my alarm's on my phone. Daylight savings is probably about the dumbest thing that we do anymore. It's not necessary. Everyone knows how to deal with it. I mean, in construction, we're gonna start when the sun comes up, regardless of what the clock says. So the boss may just say, "Hey, we've got daylight savings coming up, so we used to start at 7 o'clock when the sun would come up. We're gonna start now at 6:45 or 6:30 because they bumped it an hour. Or we're gonna start at 6 a.m. Less light in the afternoon. Okay, cool. So that gives us more light in the morning. So that means where I was showing up to work in the dark and the sun was coming up, now I'm going to show up at 7 o'clock and the sun will already be up, which sucks. But we prefer, so like I said, we'll probably bump our start time back to 6:30. We'll be able to get off work at 8 hours at 3:30, half an hour for lunch, plus 2 10-minute paid breaks. And that's pretty much all it does for us. Is it doesn't affect us much in the way of other than our start time, unless a company is very rigid about the job site start times. Like if you work around neighborhoods and stuff like that, you may have a start time of like 8 o'clock because you're near homes and they want to make sure everybody gets their sleep because, office people don't start till 9. That's banker hours or something like that. So they just get up, get their kids to school and whatnot, and then they go to work. But yeah, Windsor has to wake up at 4 in the morning. I feel his pain. Do you, Tran? Do you really feel his pain? Because until I see you saying that you're waking up every day at 4 a.m. to go get ready and try to throw together a breakfast or a lunch and jump out in your car and hope you're not late, until you have to do that every day, you don't feel the pain. Oh, I love chocolate milk. The guys at work make fun of me because I like chocolate milk. I don't drink coffee. I try to stay away from caffeine. I do drink it once in a while. I'll buy, even my sodas, I only buy like the little 7-ounce cans, the mini cans. So, trying to think of what else there is that we can talk about. Actually, gone on about 40 minutes. This is longer than I've done so far. So, this is officially the longest live stream I've done on this channel. Yeah, Windsor, I'm right there with you. Well, yeah, you don't have to get up at that time, but that's just the time your body gets acclimated to. Same for me too. I'm usually up way before I need to go to work. Or currently, I'm working close to home. I'm within 30 minutes of the house. Normally, here in California, a 30-minute drive is a short drive for construction. I've driven as far as like 2 hours to go to a job site. So by what Windsor and I are doing, we stay at that level of a couple hours prior to the job site. As long as you're waking up at that same time, if you wind up finishing a job that's close to home, then you have to go to a job that's far away. Yeah, you have to get ready a little faster, but you're already awake and you're not really changing your sleep schedule. Yeah. Dude, my dogs are on that schedule. So at 5 a.m., my dogs wake me up no matter what because it's feeding time. So either I'm feeding them around 4:30 to 5 in the morning. They got to get up and go to the bathroom, all that stuff. On the weekends, I'm lucky enough that the dogs, once they eat, they get tired again after they go do their business. I can get back into bed. Maybe I can get, just being as old as I am, I'll go back to sleep get another hour and be out of bed by 7, I guess. If I can manage that extra hour of sleep, yeah, I feel a little better. So, Windsor, I think you're the only one watching at this point, so you never hit that like button. Are you watching? So, a question: are you watching this on TV, or are you watching this on a phone or a device or a computer? I'm just interested in kind of, because I know Tran watches it on his phone. So I'm just trying to figure out how people watch. Okay, yeah, I get you. Me, I can do it either way. I'll prep the day before. So when I get ready for work, what I'll do is the night before bed, right before bed, I'll throw my pants out, I'll throw out my shirt and my socks. That's basics. Grab those, put my socks on, put my pants on, put the shirt on in relatively that order. So pants and shirt are interchangeable depending on how cold it is. I'll throw the shirt on first, then the socks, and then the pants. Um, and then it's go into the kitchen. Typically, I have my lunch already pre-made in a little Tupperware container. Throw that with an iced drink. So I'll grab a bottle of water. I throw this in the freezer. I freeze it. So I have one frozen bottle. Depending on how hot it is, I may have two, and that way it keeps my other water and my food cold. Throw that all in there, and put the box by the front door. Do whatever else I need to do. Brush my teeth, comb my hair, throw my hat on, and where if I need a jacket or whatever, and out the door. Most of my gear's in the truck already. Don't like bringing that stuff in the house unless I have to. So, all right. So I think that's going to be it for today. Thanks for hanging out. So if you're on a computer, Windsor, Smash the frickin' thumbs up, dude. It's not that hard. Take the little mouse, move it over there, hit the like button. Oh, God. Yeah, and if you're on a cell phone, if you watch it in profile mode, all you gotta do is take it and turn it sideways so it's vertical. It'll make the video small and it'll have a little thumb there. Tap on it, give me a thumbs up, and then turn it back sideways again. Hey, Tran. Now I got 3 people watching. How is this? Why is it always at the end of it people show up? So, anyways, thanks guys for showing up and watching the video, hanging out with me. I enjoy doing this, so we'll just keep trucking along every week. I'm thinking if it starts raining and whatnot, I'm probably going to start doing some videos midweek, so do some live stuff midweek. Maybe I'll even play a little construction simulator or something again, and we'll see how bad I do, because I am not very good at it without controls, trying to use a mouse and keyboard. I've got to go into my garage and get my other joysticks out and see if I can put something together. All right, guys. Thanks for hanging out. I'll see ya. Remember, as always, keep your butt level, your dit straight. I will see you guys next time. And stop.